Hello everyone. A lot of people have been accused of eating their emotions, but can you prepare a meal for happiness? And no, I'm not talking about a Happy Meal, at least not until McDonald's starts sponsoring this web series.
My name is Ryan Wingfield, and my job is to make people happy. After years of doing stand-up comedy, I've devoted an entire year to the study of happiness. Join me each week right here on a Road Comics Road to Happiness.
When it comes to happy food, I personally feel there is nothing better than Pop Rocks. Seriously, try frowning while eating Pop Rocks. It is physically impossible. Sugary sweets have always been a weakness of mine. They're kind of like my kryptonite, if kryptonite was a hard candy. If you're like most people, you probably have some kind of comfort food, and like most people, you probably refer to it as comfort food because that sounds a lot better than saying junk food. Comfort food is kind of like masturbation. Everyone indulges in it, and afterwards we all feel a little guilty. Plus, if you do it too much, it's kind of disgusting. Hey! So if comfort food is bad for us, why do we keep going back to it like a security blanket? Psychological studies suggest that the comfort we associate with certain foods are because they are reconnected to a memory of a happy experience. Think of the music you were listening to the first time you had sex. Odds are you were a big fan of that music, even if it wasn't that good to begin with. The same is true with food. Maybe your comfort food is ice cream because it reminds you of all the birthday parties you went to when you were a kid. Maybe that Happy Meal really is a Happy Meal to you because it reminds you of family trips to fast food restaurants. While personal comfort foods tend to vary from person to person, a 2005 study found that women in general prefer comfort foods that are sugary or sweet, and men prefer comfort foods that are savory, such as a steak. As I mentioned earlier, I like the sweet stuff, but that's just because I'm in touch with my feminine side. A healthier option, both psychologically and physically, might be to eat foods that can boost your body's natural happy hormones. If you've been following this web series, you know that your body has neurotransmitters in it which can help regulate your mood, such as serotonin. Foods like walnuts are naturally high in serotonin, and your body can absorb them when you eat them. Another option is to boost your body's natural production of serotonin by eating foods that have tryptophan. That is the chemical in turkey that everyone blames for making you tired after Thanksgiving. The same thing is found in soybeans and bananas. Spinach, apples, whole grains, and green tea also have a lot of health benefits which translate into a happy mood, as does pork, beef, and sunflower seeds. Fish may not necessarily make you happy, but it could help ward off depression. One study found that countries which don't eat a lot of fish, such as the United States, have 10 times the rate of depression as countries where fish is a main staple of the diet.
Wow.
It's not all health food, though. Chocolate lovers will be happy to know that milk and dark chocolate have been found to lower anxiety levels. Although foods with too much sugar or white flour can act as a mood depressant, so don't use that as an excuse to go buy a bunch of Hershey bars. Oops. Other foods that can make you sad: caffeine, which can make you anxious or nervous; fried foods, which can make you sluggish and depressed; alcohol, which is a depressant; and potato chips, which have oils that block beneficial fatty acids. Basically, anything at a Super Bowl party will make you sad. Double that sadness if your team doesn't beat the spread. I'm looking at you, Panthers. Ooh. Ironically, one of the best things to eat for your happiness might be nothing at all, or at least not as much. That's because your stomach produces a hormone which I can't pronounce, ghrelin, maybe? That's your body's way of telling your brain that it's time to eat. Interestingly, that same chemical acts as a natural antidepressant. The longer you're hungry, the more of that chemical your body produces, and the less stress you will feel. Unless, of course, you count hunger pains as stress. A 2008 study found that when rats were injected with that hormone, they showed less stress and anxiety. The same results were found in rats that were put on a strict diet. That being said, how many happy people do you know who are on a diet? That's all for this edition of a Road Comics Road to Happiness. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and leave any happy comments below. Next week, the battle of the sexes. Who's happier, men or women? Until then, stay happy.